It's a gorgeous day here in Portland, so I thought I'd get some practice in. Set aside 2 hours, and I recently watched a video with Ben Hayden where he did a 3-hour practice, and he showed how he blocked it out. So I'm going to do something similar, but I'm just going to do it in 2 hours. So it's going to be 4 blocks of 25 minutes with 5-minute breaks in between each block. The first block is going to be mechanical field drill stuff, working on my lead wrist. And then the second block is going to be 70-yard shots with 4 different clubs, my lob wedge, gap wedge, pitching wedge, and 9-iron, trying to hit different trajectories, but carrying it 70 yards. The third block, we're going to jump over to the chipping area. I'm going to work on 15-yard, 20-yard, 25-yard, and 30-yard pitch shots, kind of like lower, lofted kind of pitch running shots. And then the last block is going to be on the putting green, where I'm going to do some gate drill stuff, and then a speed drill. And then if I have time, we're going to do a simulated putting round through the Decade app. So first things first, though, I got to get warmed up. So we're going to warm up the hips here. Work on feeling like I'm stacking my, I'm rolling my hips under. I'm tightening my core. I'm keeping my chest, everything in a nice straight line. And then I'm just rotating my hips back and forth. I'm going to do that about 20 times. Trying to keep my chest as still as possible, but rotating my pelvis. That's about 20. Next, same, tight the core, roll the hips under, nice and stacked, and then I'm just going to move my upper spine, my thoracic spine, trying to keep everything else very still. Ooh, a couple clicks there. Same thing, 20 times. Slow it down a little bit. Ooh. Try to get a big stretch. Harder than it looks. I'm also pretty out of shape. That might have been 20, I don't know. Next is just overhead squats. About 10 of these. Then jump into my bag of tricks here and pull out my trusty band, and it's just a bit of it, put it under my lead foot, get in a golf posture, and then just turn and try to get as much width as possible. Do 10 of these. Okay, and then flip to the other side, but then take the end, put it up towards my left lead shoulder. Nice golf posture, tucking the pelvis, and then turn and push through. All right, now that we're warm, gonna work on 25 minutes of my wrist drill. So right now, all I'm really working on is trying to get the club face square with more rotation rather than stalling, standing, and flipping, and adding loft. So right now, all I'm trying to do is feel like I turn this wrist down as much as humanly possible, which squares the face, meaning it turns it left, but I need to, with my club path, start this ball right of this stick. And so I got my pitching wedge, and I'm going to, got my golf box set up here, have a very repeatable, consistent setup. Stand very tall and just feel like I'm turning my wrist down as much as possible, but that ball is starting right of the stick. And I'm going to probably try to go about 50% speed here. That was pretty good. Ball definitely started right of the stick. Same thing, nice and tall with my, I get a little bit squatty, so I'm trying to stay nice and tall so I have room to go down to jump back up. That one wasn't as good. It wasn't horrible, but it wasn't as good. It's really all about, boom, feeling like I'm swinging way out to the right. That was pretty good. That was pretty good. So I'm just gonna keep drilling on that for the next 23 minutes and see what we can do. Hit a bunch of shots with the pitching wedge. I'm gonna throw on my Pro Sender, which I'm a huge fan of. It's gonna be, the way it works is it goes around your wrist here, and it's got this little cradle, and it just gives you kind of a tactile feedback of when your trail wrist is in the correct position to square the club face and then turn. So it's going to help me a ton with, it's very helpful with getting this feel down. So I'm going to move up to the 7-iron, and again, just try to hit little chippy shots with it, but really try to focus on feeling this turn down and keep it here, and then just turn through, trying to get that ball to start right of the target here. I'll throw a link to the Pro Sender in the description of this video. If you end up purchasing through that link, I get a little bit of a kickback, which supports the channel, so would appreciate it if you're interested in purchasing this to do it through my affiliate link. I guess while we're at it, please subscribe to the channel and like this video if you enjoy this type of golf content, and let me know what you guys are doing in your off-season practice grind in the comments. Oh gosh, that was terrible. Okay, bad contact, but ball flight was good. All right, block 2. So I set up my launch monitor here, a FlightScope Mevo Plus, but any launch monitor would do well. I'm a big fan of the Mevo, the FlightScope product in general, but I've had the Mevo and the Mevo Plus now for a while, and you can do this with either of the models, and it's a great way to dial in distances, especially like with your wedges where you're trying to, in your scoring clubs where you're trying to be a little bit more precise. I'll leave a link in the description as well for the 2 models with a discount code. I highly recommend if you're invested in at all in your game and improving. Data is the easiest way to get a leg up. So like I said at the beginning of the video, the second block is hitting 70-yard shots with 4 different clubs, trying to hit different trajectories. So first up, I've got my 58-degree wedge. Should be like a nice kind of 3/4 swing. It's about as much as I'd want to hit with the wedge here. Never really want to go full rip on wedges. So nice 3/4 swing. Really focus on de-lofting that club, starting this ball out right of the stick. Hit 70 yards here. Ugh. That is high. All right, well, it was 68-yard carry. Dynamic loft was terrible. Launch angle was terrible. Would ideally like to get 30-ish degrees of launch. That was 47. So I laid that one wide open. All right, let's try another one here. Damn, that wasn't it either. 64 yards, 44 degrees of launch. Okay, let's try to get this one down. That was better. Much better. 67, pretty solid. Geez, 44 degrees? That can't be right. Let's try again. All right. That was horrible, but oh, I don't trust this launch angle at all. 41. I think it might because it's the mat, so I don't think I should trust the launch angle. But I like that trajectory, so let's just try to repeat that. Golly. Golly. Ah, man. That is so hard to do. 72 yards though. All right, last one with the lob wedge here. That was better. That was way better. I think it's gonna be long. No, it was right on 70 degrees. Cool. Yeah. Face was a little bit left, a little flippy, but it was 3 degrees right, which is great. So, okay. All right, moving on to the gap wedge. This one I want closer to 25 degrees launch, although I don't really trust the launch here. Let's wake up the radar. I don't hate that trajectory. 78, a little bit too much. That's pretty good. Oh, 60, wow, not great. Club path was terrible, but distance was good. Shaker. That was so far. Golly, that's horrible. Wow, that's so bad. It's just, that was the anti-shank swing. That was better. God. One more. Try to hit a good one. Fuck, dude. All right, let's switch clubs. All right, we got the pitching wedge. I am pretty despondent at this point. That is so far left. That is so bad, dude. All right, what if I did this? All right, that was right. And it was perfect, 70-yard carry. All right, so I just need that visual aid, I think, for now. Bad contact, but the path is better, so just gotta really grind that in. Path has gotta go right. That was left. That was way left. But I'm getting the distance right. That was 68.8. Oh no, I guess it wasn't way left. Path was almost square. I just flipped the hands. Let's pull out the Shank Stopper Pro. Golly, man. This is just so depressing. Dude, club path is 7 degrees right, but club face is 7 degrees left. How? 73 yards, but the club path is left. Dude, oh my gosh, I'm so frustrated. Bad contact, but right. Okay. All right, let's jump over to the chipping green. Block 3. Got my station set up here. Gonna take my pitching wedge and just try to land this 15 yards. So I've got 2 alignment sticks out there where the center of it is 15 yards. So if I can land it in between those yardsticks, I know that I'm about 15 yards. I've really been trying to focus on chipping with lower lofted clubs because my technique is so bad. So I just want to try to take as many variables out of it. So I'm gonna stand up, kind of toe off or heel off the ground on the toe, just trying to execute a shot here. 15 yards. Not great. Okay, so that was like a foot long. So it'd be a little bit long, but not too bad. Yeah, that's nice. That's really nice. That was perfect. It was just a little bit right, but that's okay. All right, let's do it again. All right, last block here. Honestly, a little bit of a frustrating day, but I know what I've got to work on, and it's unfortunately pretty uncomfortable. So first little bit of time here, I'm gonna hit like 15 to 20 putts with the gate drill here, just to try to find the center of the putter face. So let's put 25 minutes on the clock. Accidentally put this in time-lapse mode. Doing a speed drill here. You can look it up on YouTube by searching the Mav McNeely speed drill to see what it's all about. But it is a fantastic drill for working on speed control and gamifying your practice. So I got about 10 minutes left here. So I'm going to do a simulated putting round with the Decade app. Essentially what it is it's 18 of average putts for a PGA Tour player in a round. And, so like the first putt here is 52 feet, and then 6 feet, 33 feet, 3 feet, 8 feet, 18 feet, and so on. And all I got to do is measure the putt, hit the putt, and I record my score, whether it's 1, 2, or 3, or 4. Hopefully not any of the 3 or 4, but for all shots. And then for any of the putts that are 10 feet and under in distance, I also record how short and how long in inches those putts were. And at the end, it gives me a score, and then I try to beat that score. And really this drill, if that's what you want to call it, puts a huge emphasis on your speed control, because if you have perfect speed and a halfway decent line, you're going to give yourself essentially easy 2 putts all day. So I'm probably going to throw this into a time lapse, and because it's probably going to take about 15 minutes, and then we'll see how I did. Finished up, I realized I actually had it backwards. So every putt over 10 feet, you record the short or long, and anything 10 feet and under, you just record the score. And so I finished with 29 putts. I had 1 3-putt. My speed ratio was 1.56, and that means taking all putts of 10 feet or more and adding their footage together for the simulated putting round. There are 10 putts of 10 feet or longer, and they add up to a total of 257 feet. Then divide that 257 feet of putts number by the total inches short and long combined for all of the first putts on those 10-foot putts. For reference, a 24-inch short and a 24-inch long equals 48 inches, as a short and long inches do not offset each other. The USC men's golf team averaged a speed ratio of 1.5 for close to 900 simulated putting rounds. So 1.56, not too bad. I'm almost averaging, you know, a D1 golf, statistics there. But anyway, 2-year average of the world number one is 29.05 putts and 1.56 speed ratio. So that was actually a really good putting round for me. So it's a good way to gamify your practice and help you understand where your shortcomings are in terms of speed. So I have a feeling I'll be doing that a lot. So that's it. That's my 2-hour practice session here. A little bit frustrating, but got to come out here and get frustrated sometimes to get better. So we'll see you next time.